There's a psychiatrist, Dr. Gail Saltz, and she shares advice of how an affair goes from emotional to physical. And these are 12 steps. I'll just read through these. Now I want you to listen to the first one though. The first step of an affair going from emotional to physical, listen to it, something makes you lean away from your marriage. Isn't that an interesting point? Turn your heart away. There's an awareness of another person. Innocent meetings with that person open the door for flirting. Meetings become intentional and planned by one of the people. While in a group setting, the two people linger together in conversation. Conversation shifts to feelings. The two people have isolated meetings under the disguise of a legitimate purpose. The two people have isolated meetings for pleasure. Embraces become affectionate and playful touching begins. Embraces become passionate. Adultery happens, and then finally, number 12 is the affair is made public. And so my first point, and I'm gonna make my second point very quickly. My first point is don't turn your heart away. That's when you're in danger. As soon as you're no longer focused on your spouse and working at the relationship and you're offended, or maybe there's a seduction going on, or whatever, is as soon as your heart turns, that's when the relationship is in danger. And God has said He'll never do that to us. He'll never turn His heart away. In a covenant relationship, that's the basis of covenant. I will never, ever turn my heart away from you. Here's my second point. Be sensitive to your spouse's emotional needs and meet them. And let me make this point now in just a few minutes, and I'm finished. I'm going to keep my heart turned toward you, but I can't meet all your needs. God has to meet some of your needs, but there are needs that I need to meet, and some emotional needs that I need to meet. Men and women are different. Men's basic needs are honor, sex, friendship, and domestic support. Women's basic needs are security, open and honest communication, non-sexual touching and affection, and leadership. We're different, but those are our basic needs. But we have a mega need. When we talk about those needs, we have an emotional mega need that is more important than all the others. And for men, it's respect. And for women, it's security. Very, very important to meet that need in our spouse. And again, we don't have those needs. Men do not have the need for security in the same way that women do. We feel different about security. And that's, by the way, it's why women will stop and ask for directions and men won't. It's because I'm a great explorer, all my family were great explorers, I will find it. Okay, well that's not how she feels about it. She's like, hey, we're lost. I feel insecure, we're lost, you're driving bad anyway, stop, ask for directions. And he's totally offended. Well, that's why we're different, okay? So women feel secure when they have a selfless, sacrificial husband. Women feel insecure when they have a selfish, detached husband. Okay, the Bible says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church. He gave himself, he died. He sacrificed for her. A sacrificial man makes a woman feel extremely secure. And so here's what sacrificial means, and that is, to my hurt, your needs will be met, and your needs will be met before my needs are met. I'm not the leader in this home, so I get the clicker and the big chair and you get to wait on me. I'm the leader in this home because I'm the example and I'm the standard setter. And I'm a Christ-like, servant-hearted man, and nothing gives me greater joy than serving you and meeting your needs. To my hurt, to my hurt. And when you demonstrate that type of love to your wife, she's absolutely in heaven. That is her most important need. She never has to nag because you're tuned in, you're there, you're ready. She never has to beg. She doesn't have to repeat herself 18 times. You're tuned in, and that's what makes her feel most secure. A husband now, he's not wired the same way. He needs respect. It's the most important need that men have. Ephesians 5, when it talks about our roles in marriage, it tells women to honor their husbands as they would the Lord, but it tells a man to lay his life down and nourish and cherish his wife. Well, why does it tell you to love your husband like you would the Lord? That's what his need is. You're totally equal in the relationship. You can say anything you want to say, but it's how you say it. It's the tone that you say it with. And what a man needs to know is, regardless of what you're saying, do you believe in me? Do you think I'm great? Do you think I'm a good man? Do you see the good in me? And when a woman puts a man down, it's not just what you say, it's even the tone. And a big, strong man that you just think is big and strong and, and invincible, one word can devastate that man. One look can devastate that man. That's just the way that we're wired. We may be strong on the outside, but on the inside, we're extremely sensitive in the area of our ego. So how do affairs happen? A selfish man, a dishonoring woman offend each other, hurt each other, don't meet each other's needs. And because we're now wounded and hurt and disillusioned, our hearts turn away. And we're both vulnerable to somebody else meeting the needs that are being unmet. And that can happen on one side and that can happen on both sides. Well, how do you keep affairs from happening? You commit yourself to loving your spouse and meeting their emotional needs. And you commit yourself not to turning your heart away, even if you're going through difficult times. When your marriage needs you the most is when you're going through difficult times. When your spouse needs you the most is when they're going through a worse or a poorer or a sicker time. And don't you listen to the devil's accusations that it can never be good again, or it could never be resurrected. Your marriage is doomed. Absolutely not. Every marriage can be resurrected, but we have to keep working on it. We have to keep trusting God for it. And that only happens in an atmosphere where we're truly committed. And true commitment says, I will never leave you or forsake you. And I'm here to be God's representative to meet the needs in your life that He sent me to meet.
Thank you for joining us. Experience the life-changing series, The Indestructible Marriage, on CD or DVD. Looking for your next great book? Start reading instantly with Marriage Today's ebooks, now available online. Follow your interests and get social by connecting with Jimmy and Karen and the Ministry of Marriage Today on Twitter. Become a rock-solid partner today and equip yourself with the tools you need for a successful marriage. $14, $28, or $56 per month. Choose the partnership level that's right for you. Become a rock-solid partner today.